Well, it's Friday the 7th of October and we're racing in Kabeja. We're racing on the turf track at Fairview. We got, 8 races carded. Previewing the show alongside my good friend and colleague, Paul Lafferty. Let's get straight into it. Race number 1, we'll start off the pie pot. And in the first race, Paul, now there are a few runners that you can make a strong case for, but there's some money here for number 3.
Yeah, there's been a bit of support here. D's for Let Me Go. They give me the green light from the Mitchley Stalls, 7-2 into 28-10. Last couple of runs were good runs, so they think it can close the deal.
Yeah, debuting in the province as well, so that KZN form lines could be strong enough. But I think for the bar pot, you have to have a look at number 2, Global Mark, Rachel Vineker's mount, 8, Globe Tonic, and even number 14, Paul, Amy's Idol.
Yeah, definitely. Good start to its career. Richard Free, Alan Krief, it's a powerful combination. I agree with you on those 3, 2, 8 and 14 to join 3.
Yeah, thanks to Hollywoodbets for giving us those anti-post betting updates. But in the first leg of the bar pot, I think it looks tough between those 4 runners. If you had to single out 3 horses for the guys, Paul, which 3 would you go for?
Well,
you lead with number 3?
I would definitely go with number 3, and I'll definitely go with Free and Krief, definitely. So 14, it's a toss-up between number 2, which is Global Mark. Rachel's in town, as you say, and number 8, I think the one you liked. Good debut as well. So I'm going to leave out Rachel's horse and go with 3, 8, 14.
I'm happy with that. 3, 8 and 14 in the first leg of the bar pot. Well, we have done a place accumulator for the show. It'll all begin at 12:55, race number 2 over 1,400 meters. And in the second race, we are going with 3 runners here, Paul. We're going to lead with number 1, I'm in Love for Gavin Smith and JP van der Merwe, priced up at 12-10, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, I agree with you. Are you still in love, Dees?
Always.
Absolutely. I've always known you as a romantic. Well done.
Always.
I'm in love for Dees. Dees, many chances. Many chances. Can it close the deal?
I think the key here, Paul, is that the horse is now in a province that it could win.
Yes.
You know, the Cape Town form,
yes.
the Gauteng form could be strong enough for it to win.
That's right.
So 12-10, restrictive odds, but I think could be good enough. And that form line of its last start up in Gauteng, very good. But I've gone for cover here. Yeah. I don't know if you're going to agree with me.
Apple Pie, Gary Sharon's bang on form. She got Lou McCartway, bang on form. Runner up.
Yeah, I think that horse is knocking hard on the door. So we're going 1, 2, and number 7 as
DeMello.
well. Yeah, we have to. I mean, nice to see him doing a bit of travelling now.
Yeah, I think he knows he can win the championship.
I personally feel that the key is Port Elizabeth for any guy to win the championship.
You have to. It's basically the 3 or 4 yards that dominate. If you can get into one of the big yards like Warren Kennedy has in time, you know, Blink Kumalo, I think Keegan has set his sights on winning the title. He's going to be pressed hard by Muzi and a couple of others, but it's good to see him travelling. Very good rider today.
1, 2, and 7, race number 2. Moving along to race number 3. This is a banker, and I think this is why Keegan is in town. He obviously rides for Kaya Stables, and here he rides number 2, Kaya's Hope, who was beaten by Sandbach. We know that, but I think for the place accumulator could be good enough here, Paul. I will tell you the horse is priced up at 8-10 anti-post.
Okay, Kaya's Hope, 8-10, eh?
Yes.
Even though, as you say, Sandbank have beaten it. Okay,
Yeah.
so 8-10. I think it's the right horse. I looked through it and I thought, who can beat it? And nothing jumped out at me. There's some with form, you know, they're horses. Ryan Munger and Gavin Smith team up with a horse that's putting in good effort after good effort. But I'm with you. I think Kaya's Hope and Keegan DeMello and the public seem to be all on it. 8-10 Ds.
One more horse for the pick 6, the obvious one, number 1.
Yeah, obviously number 1.
Okay, we are going with a banker in the place accumulator, Kaya's Hope, and I think we'll be good enough to finish in the top 3, if not winning. On to race number 4. It's over 1,600 meters. This is a Pinnacle Stakes, and usually the best weighted column is a good guide, and it's top by a horse that I really like here, Paul. You know, Alan Krief has just done a wonderful job with this, what's she now? She's a 5-year-old mare. She's a 10-time winner. Course and distance speaks for itself. I mean, she is just good. Anything from any versatile, 1,200 to 2,000.
This is a very good, Flower Alley
is
exceptionally good with fillies. Princess Keller, Maharani, top horses.
Yeah.
And I say I only trained 1 and she's won 3 times, the 3-year-old, So this is a 10-time winning. So I've always said, if you can get your hands on a Flower Alley, take them home.
I'm saying this is a PA, but I'm going to add to that. I'm saying a pick 6 banker as well.
I'm very strong on it.
Very strong. Paul Lafferty gives us a thumb up. We all agree in studio. Number 1, Santa Teresa could make it 11 wins from 19 starts. Race number 4 is done. We're on to the 5th race over 1,600 meters. Now, this is a race where I think punters are going to have to look at playing as wide as they can here for the pick 6. But for the place accumulator, Paul, we've agreed prior to coming on the show that 4 and 5 could be good enough.
Yeah, because you're going with form.
Yeah.
When you've got form in your plate, there's some decent horses in this race, and you look through them and say, well, they've got chances. Legitimate's lost a lot of its gloss. But these two that we found, Moon Game, the Path Fork, look at his form. Leon Quattro for Sharon again. It's won 3 of its last 4 and backed it up with a runner-up berth. And Hlabeni, the elusive Ford from Duncan Stable, is first, third, first, second, first. So the form is with these 2 horses. And he's managed to get Rachel Veneker, who claims 1.5.
Well, there's nothing more that I can add to that besides tell you that if you're looking for a roughie in the race, include number 8.
That's it.
Romayachi.
That's your roughie.
That's my roughie.
Mersey in town. He's always dangerous.
Oh, he loves P. He's had a lot of success there with various stables as well. On to race number 6 over 1,000 meters. And in this race, just like the previous race, what's this, Paul? It's a D division, fillies and mares, 76 handicap. You can get a result in this type of race. So we've gone with cover in the place accumulator. In numerical order, not in order of preference, 3, 8, and 9 should be good enough.
Yeah, you look at it. I do like number 9. I think, again, it's a Flower Alley filly. They seem to be jumping up at me these days.
Yes.
And the other 2, as you put it in as well, definitely got chances. It's won 2 of its last 3, Princess Debs. And Baby Don't Hurt Me, Gavin Smith, JP van der Merwe. Best form, it bounces right back in over this trip.
And then the top one is number 3, Princess Debs at 7-2, number 8 trading at 4-1, and number 9's at 11-2. So
11-2, my horse, eh?
11-2, decent price there, Paul.
Yeah.
3, 8, and 9. That's it in race number 6. The penultimate race on the card is race number 7. And in this race, well, there are some talented sprinters, older horses that seem to be very exposed when it comes to their sprint form, but on their day they can run. And then the up-and-coming horse, a horse that started to catch the imagination very early in his career. And I say that because when he travelled down to Cape Town, what a win that was in Cape Town for Clip Top.
I think it was Met Day or
yes,
one
it
of
was
those
a big
big days. And came into town. I was blown away. Greg rode it, I think, yes. And I was blown away with the win. And then it went and fluffed its lines when it was odds on, I think. And then it bounced back and it's won again. And this looks like...
that gold medallion run, we're not going to read into that, Paul.
Put a line through that.
Put a line
through that. You've got Richard Ferry, Alan Crewe, Cliff Top, major runner, this 3-year-old. And just to mention that Captain Morisco has found support. It was 12-1. It's now into 8-1 with Keegan DeMello.
Yeah, thanks to Hollywoodbets for that. Now, what we are saying is this. That we know the horse is unexposed when it comes to the best weighted column. Doesn't feature there. But this 3-year-old is up and coming, and with 53.5 on his back.
That's the key.
That's the key for me.
That's the key. I agree with you. That's the key.
We banker this in everything.
Yeah, got to go strong.
Got to go strong. Number 10, Cliff Top, race number 7. And then the lucky last, race number 10. Well, these races often spring a result in Fairview because it's the last race. The boys are wanting to rush to the airport, get on that plane, no delays, and they want to be out of there. So it's often a scramble to the line, and you get big quartet trifecta dividend. But I personally, along with that horse called, what was it, Kaya's Hope, I think it was.
Yes.
Earlier on in the card. Yeah, it is Kaya's Hope in race number 3, and this horse were 2 of Keegan's best mounts.
Yeah, a massive run at Crown Plaza. Third, second. Keegan DeMello rides this horse. And I'm confident with his form, as strong as it is at the moment, it's probably the horse to beat. I would keep an eye on the other horse that you like, Dees. Conquer the World with such a lightweight.
Such a lightweight, consistent. I think the key to Crown Plaza, Paul, and you're going to agree here, the draws on the poly track have been so poor. Now we're on the turf, down the lane.
That's different story. Different story. Very well spotted. As I say, I'm worried about giving the weight.
Yeah.
But it's a major run at Crown Plaza. I just thought Conquer the World is running well. And what is it carrying? 40-something?
Yeah, 48 kgs.
40, wake them all up. My old horse runs there, Big Sky Country, I see. Let's hope she runs well for the new guys. And is there anything else you can add, Dees?
Now, are those two runners for the place
Yeah.
accumulator? I think Keegan de Melomeni will be looking at him as a banker as well in the pick 6 here, because this for me looks to be possibly his best mount on the day. For the show, we're going 2 and 14 in the last leg. Paul, I've written down this place accumulator that we give in the guys,
Yes.
and it's quite simple. First leg 1, 2, 7. Second leg 2 a banker. Third leg 1 a banker. By 4 and 5. By 2, 8 and 9. By 10. By 2 and 14. That spend is 36 Rand. And pick 6 bankers for the day in Fairview will be Santa Teresa race number 4, Clifftop race number 7. And that's a wrap of the show. Thank you, Paul.
Dees, always a pleasure working with you.
All the best, guys, if you're racing in Fairview on Friday, the 7th of October.